Hey, my name is Jobby, and today we're taking a look at the Toy Notch Astrobots, Apollo and Argus. And I gotta give a big thanks to Toy Notch who sent this to my P.O. Box 329 North California 90651. And the pair of figures that you see right now are actually early copies. This is still up for pre-order, but this isn't exactly the earliest review. Sorry. And to my knowledge, these Astrobots aren't based on any existing property. It's a completely original idea by Toy Notch, and they look like a posable good time, so I'm excited to get into it. And I'm making this a double review because while these figures do share some major painting and sculpting differences, it's a bit obvious to see that they're the same base figure, right down to the same robot buttholes. The painting and the sculpting on these figures is amazing. Apollo, the bright-colored skeleton man, looks to be comprised of mechanical anatomy, such as a prominent spinal cord for the waist, exposed toes, and of course, a spooky skeleton face. This is in contrast to Argus, the other one, who has a more militaristic design, with squared-off armored plating, muted colors, and actual shoes. In terms of looks and colors, I do prefer Apollo's brighter colors, but I also prefer the less organic design of Argus. I don't know, something about the exposed toes kinda creeps me out. Looks a little too human-like, and you know, I hate humans. But the skull face is alright by me. And while we're at the face, pretty cool design, right? But if we push down on his head here, you activate a light-up feature. It looks pretty cool, but a little weak. This light-up feature is powered by a pair of LR44 batteries, which are not included. And it's the same thing with Argus, but for some reason, the light-up feature on this guy is incredibly weak. You could barely see it. He's supposed to have yellow eyes. The LED on my figure specifically might be shot or something. I hope this isn't a consistent issue. I'm actually not too sure. But what I can be sure about is that the mechanical detailing on both of these guys is so good that I can imagine a custom painter having a field day with it. The top-heavy, tiny leg design of these guys would lend itself pretty well to an Optimus Primal custom, yes? Well, you can always do it yourself. And if we're talking about the painting on these guys, there's actually not a lot, but what is there is very clean and effective. Most of the figure surface being bare plastic makes them less susceptible to paint chipping, which I've mentioned before, I really like. The durability on these guys is also helped by the fact that they have high quality plastic. They don't have die-cast metal to my knowledge, but they do have a good heft. These guys were clearly designed to be played with, which is made abundantly clear when you go to the Toy Notch official website and you see that one of their main selling points is their incredible posability. Not just yet, my big boys. Almost any wacky pose you can think of getting these guys in, they can pull it off. The only downside to all this posability is that I had way too much fun playing with them. I could have spent the whole day taking a bunch of shots of these guys and not get any work done, but hey, I'm a very busy man. Not only are these guys posable, but all their joints are super solid as well. They're by no means too tight, but it is definitely enough to get them to hold a pose. Simply put, these guys are a stop-motion animator's wet dream. And thank God for those 50 points of articulation, because it more than makes up for the lack of accessories. Ball joint at the head and the base of the neck allows him to look up that far and look down that far. Ball joint at the shoulder allows for rotation. It can extend, which allows for a butterfly joint. Hinge joint here, arm moves out, bicep swivel, double bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrist, hinge joint at the wrist, which also allows it to move down. The handguns on Argus are removable, allowing for that backwards palm bend. Ball joint at the thumb, hinge joint here, and each of these fingers has a hinge joint here, hinge joint here, hinge joint here, and a hinge joint here. That's right, individually articulated fingers, you know it's good. Ball joint at the chest, every ball joint can be. Hinge joint at the waist, the combination of that chest ball joint and the hinge joint allows for a deep crunch and an arcing back. As if this wasn't enough, you get a swivel at the waist. Rotation at the leg, beautiful spread, hinge joint here, swivel here, double bend at the knee, hinge joint at the ankle, a pivot, and a toe bend. Now I don't usually say this, but man, these guys are swivel-tastic. And these guys are pretty big too. They feel a lot bigger than they are, if that makes sense. Here's Figma Matic Academy, SH Monsterati Godzilla, Masterpiece Optimus Prime, and of course, the Toy Notch Astrobots Argus. And as you've seen throughout the whole review, these guys look great together. I am definitely gonna keep watch on Toy Notch. Now, if Toy Notch made some kind of transforming figure in this style, I would instantly come. But as they are, I have no problem saying that overall, these guys are amazing. I've gotta admit, I was actually not into how they looked at first. They looked a little too toyetic and bright, reminding me of something that Play School would make. And I'm not a little kid, I'm a big boy. But trust me on this, in hand, these guys are a lot of fun. So it's no wonder that pre-orders on these guys are sold out on almost every major online toy store. But I did manage to find them up for pre-order at a place called Hobby Galaxy. You better be grateful for the free press. And for those of you who missed my last review, I announced the new Patreon reward. For just $1 a month, you can participate in weekly polls to determine what I review next. Big thanks to everyone who decided to pledge and vote. You can trust me to run a fair democracy. And all I'll say about the winner of this first poll, review more Gundam, ultimately meant nothing. Pathetic. As for the winning vote, dark poison of my heart, I'll catch you guys on the next poll.